Alright, what's up everyone, my name is Reacts and welcome back. As you guys know by the thumbnail title, today we are here doing the official 2025 album tier list where I'm going to be ranking every single album that I've listened to this year on camera and off camera. Now I'm very excited for this because this has been a pretty damn good year for albums, even though I haven't gotten to every single album I wanted to get to. For instance, I didn't get to Bad Bunny's album, I didn't get to what's his name's album, Danny Brown's album, I didn't get to Sabrina Carpenter's album, and there are a few others I wasn't able to get to due to just my really bad time management and my procrastination and my very bad upload schedule. So I am sorry about that, but next year I'm going to try to do better. Like I said, I said that last year too, and you saw that way. But next year, I promise you, it might get better, it might not. I can't promise you it will get better, but I can promise you it might get better. But I'm excited for this. I am. There has been a lot of albums, a lot of great albums, a lot of mid albums, a lot of bad albums, and I don't really know what else to say, you know? It's just been a year, been another year of music. We've had some insane releases this year, and I'm very excited to actually get into it and like kind of dive more into my thoughts with a lot of these albums. Now, I did re-listen to a lot of these albums, and then some of them I didn't actually get a chance to re-listen to. So most of these are going to be still based off my first reaction of them, and some of these are going to be based off like a second and possibly even a third listen. So yeah, just fair warning there. But yeah, before we do get into this video, I do just want to say a couple of words, and that is just thank you guys. You know, thank you guys so much for sticking with me for another year. I've been doing this channel for almost 5 years now, and to think that we're at 10,000 subscribers is kind of crazy to me. When I made this channel, I never even thought I was going to hit 1,000, let alone 10,000. And I know that to most people, 10,000 doesn't seem like a lot, but trust me, to me, it's a lot. That's crazy. That's like almost an entire amphitheater worth of people just watching my content, which is nuts to think about. But yeah, enough of that. All right, I've been dragging this on for over 2 minutes. Let's get into this. Other than that, if you guys are new to the channel, like we see, please consider subscribing. It's fit up our channel a lot. We're actually on the road to 20,000 subscribers. And yeah, other than that, let's just get right into this. I've been talking and yapping for 3 whole minutes. Wow, that's that might be the longest intro I've done. All right, so right off the bat, we're starting off with Hurry Up Tomorrow by The Weeknd. Now, this is actually the final album that The Weeknd is going to be releasing under the title The Weeknd. I think he's just going to go by his first name from now on. I don't really know how it's going to work, but this was supposed to be a send-off to the decade of music that he's been releasing, and honestly, I think he did a really great job on it. I don't think it compares as well as After Hours, and honestly not as well as Dawn FM either, but though that album's kind of like a special album to me. I really like that album, and I have a soft spot for that album. But I do think it's an amazing album, and honestly I still think it's an A. I do think it's an amazing album. Like, truly, I do believe it's an amazing album. Alrighty, next up we got Balloonerism by Mac Miller. Now, what can I say about this album? The best way I can describe this album is that this is how you do a posthumous album. This is how you do it. None of this saying, oh, we're gonna release this and this and that and this and this and that, and then never actually release any of the songs that you promised, and then take the album that this artist worked so hard, put so much effort into making, and then completely change it. That's literally not what they did in this, and that's why I'm gonna give it an S tier, because the album is a Mac Miller album, like a true Mac Miller album, a untouched Mac Miller album, and it's amazing. The concepts are amazing, the instrumentals are amazing, vocals are amazing on this album. Everything about this album is amazing, and I think it's a perfect posthumous album to release, and I'm so happy that it did finally get to release. All right, next up we got I'm surprised that I put this on here. I don't know why I put this on here, but it's the Blurry Face Reborn, the Rock Sound Blurry Face Reborn album that Rock Sound released for the 10th anniversary of 21 Pilots' album Blurry Face. Again, I don't know why I added this, but it's here, so we might as well rank it. I'm gonna give this a C. I don't think it's bad. I don't think there's necessarily any, like, no, there are actually really bad. You know what, now that I think about it, there's actually a lot of really bad covers on this album. There are some pretty solid ones, but for the most part, the majority of it is bad. So I'm gonna give it a D. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a D because the more I think about it, the more I realize there's a lot of bad tracks on this album. Especially the cover for Heavy Dirty Soul. That was like that is a bad cover. If you don't know what I mean, go listen to it. It's on YouTube. Like there's some bad covers on this album. Let me say this about the Blurry Face Reborn album. All right, if you don't like Blurry Face by 21 Pilots, after you listen to this, you'll have a lot more of a respect for the original album after listening to this cover album. No offense, but yeah, what are you gonna do? Okay, next up we got Tunnel Vision by Beach Bunny. Now this is an album that I did listen to off camera while I was working, and I actually really liked it. I thought it was a great little album. It's a fun album. It's mainly just a little indie pop rock album. Got a lot of good vocals on it, a lot of fun little instrumentals and melodies on it. It's just a vibe. It's a fun time, and yeah, I like it. I thought it was great. Next up we got Samia something. I forgot what is this one called? I forgot what it was called. Samia Bloodless. This one was an odd one. Some people told me to react to this one, but not a lot, so I never actually ended up reacting to it. But it was one of those albums that I did decide, you know what, I'm just gonna listen to it on my own. And honestly, also an album that's very good. Like, it's a very good album. It's very, very, very well written. It's a lot more, if I remember correctly, it's more of a tamer album in the sense where it's more like acoustic tracks, like very folkish, like indie folk, if that makes sense. The vocals are really amazing on this album, I will say that. Some weird lyrics on there, but outside of that, it's a really good EP or album. I keep wanting to say EP, but it's a great album. I do have to re-listen to it though. I really want to re-listen to it. All right, next up we got Ghost Holding by Venturing. Now, a lot of people are gonna hate me for this, okay? I know. I understand it's Jane Remover, it's a Jane Remover side project. But in all honesty, after 2 listens to this album, I can't get with it, dude. I don't know. I might have to listen to it a few more times, and maybe after a few more listens, it'll grow on me. I don't know, but I'm really trying to like this album. But like comparing it to Jane Remover's official projects, it's just not holding up like those projects. And I understand, like I said, it's not supposed to technically be a Jane Remover project. It's supposed to be a separate project, a separate style. And it's just a style that's not hitting for me right now. And who knows, again, could hit later on. I just think that a lot of the tracks compared to the songs I've heard from Jane Remover are just very lackluster, and it doesn't feel like there's much going on with the tracks. When I reacted to it, I was paid to react to it, and I didn't even release the video even though it was paid because the video was so boring that I couldn't even bring myself to posting it because I felt so bad on how boring the actual video was, because it just really wasn't anything to talk about in the video. And with this album, you know, I did live stream it too, so some people who were with me also didn't really find the album that interesting either. So yeah, I don't know. For now, I'm gonna put in a C. Maybe later on I'll change it, but don't know. To me personally, I don't think it can be more than a C right now. But again, maybe after a few more listens, it'll grow on me. All right, next up we got Forever How Long by Black Country New Road. Now this is one of the first albums I listened to this year, and honestly, it was such an amazing album. This was an album that after I listened to it, it was on repeat for like months. I mean, for a solid 3 months, it was on like full on repeat. Like, this album is so amazing. Like, I understand that one of the lead singers did leave the band. I forgot his name. It's the male vocalist, but even though he's not in it, I do think that they're still able to hold their own very well. I don't think it's as good, obviously, as Ants From Up Here, but I do think it's an amazing album. And honestly, it is easily in my top 5 for this year. So sorry, not sorry. I love the album, and if they ever come to my state, I will 100% be going to their concert. Just letting y'all know. All right, next up is what is this one called? It's the Drake album. It's like Some Sexy Songs for You by Drake or something like that. And yeah, I don't like this album. I don't like this album. This is an F. This is an F. I think instrumentals on this album just sound like full YouTube rips. It doesn't really sound like they even tried with the instrumentals on this album. The lyricism on this album is absolutely horrendous, and there's not a single actual bar on this album. If is it Ty? I think it's Ty Dolla Sign. I think it's a Ty Dolla Sign album featuring Drake. But I think Ty did okay at best. I think Drake just dragged this album down so much though. Just again, horrible production and very, very boring tracks, especially for like a 22 track album that's over an hour long. Come on, you gotta give me something to work with here. All right, next up is Sable Fable by Bon Iver. Another amazing album. Absolutely loved it. I think the instrumentals on this album were amazing. I think the lyricism on this album was amazing. It's very, very like tame in a sense. Like it's very folk like folk electronica, similar to like Quedeca, like I Didn't Mean to Haunt You by Quedeca, but just not to like that extent, if that makes sense. It has a lot of elements of that, but it's not like as like, how do you say it? Like I don't know how to say it. It's not as like insane as I Didn't Mean to Haunt You. Like it doesn't go that far as I Didn't Mean to Haunt You went. But yeah, I do love this album. Like this was also another album that I had on repeat a lot after first listening to it, especially at night, like, or driving home from work, and you watch the sunset going, you got it on. It's perfect, man. The vibes, they be vibing, man. They be vibing. So yeah, great album. Absolutely loved it. And it's gotten me wanting to listen to a lot of Bon Iver albums, which I will be. I promise y'all, I will be doing at some point. I don't know when, but some point I will. All right, next up, we got Reflections by Imagine Dragons, which is a album that they released for the 10th anniversary of Smoke Plus Mirrors. Now, I know, again, just like the Blurry Face, why are we doing another anniversary edition? I don't know, because why not? But this was a weird one, because you would think, and who knows, maybe this could be just me, because me personally, I like Smoke Plus Mirrors. I thought it was an amazing album, and I loved their first two albums, including Night Visions. After that, they went straight downhill, but at least they had those two good albums. So I thought, okay, the lead single for this album was absolutely horrendous. That Monica song, horrible. Can't stand it. But maybe the rest of the songs would be good. No, just no. God forbid, God forbid. Every single song sounded like pure ear rape, and I just can't get behind that. It just makes me wonder, how the hell did they even make Smoke Plus Mirrors? Especially when they had songs like these in the possibility of being on that album. So yeah, no, this is easily an F tier. And honestly, I completely forgot to put this on. I forgot. I'm spelling worst wrong. Album of the year. There we go. Worst album of the year. I'm gonna put that. There you go. Put that red. Put F in orange. There you go. So I'm gonna put that as the worst album of the year, because there's not a single good track on this album. At least the other ones have songs on them that are like kind of tolerable, especially like this album. Even though I can't stand it, at least it has a few tolerable songs. Even a lot of the albums on here that I'm probably gonna put an F or a D. At least there's gonna be songs on there that can hold their own. This one was just, every single song was bad. So yeah, I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. All right, next up, we got Even in Arcadia by Sleep Token. Now, this is an album that I listened to with my friend Brett, and honestly, at first listen, I did really enjoy the album. I think there were some songs when I first listened to it that I didn't like at all. And there were a lot that I did like, but I will say, as I continued to listen to this album, I think the more it shrunk on me. I think a lot of the tracks on this album, while I don't think there's necessarily anything like dumpster fire worthy, I do think a lot of the tracks just feel like he tries very hard to be like very metal, while also having these very samey type trap beats in there. Like if you listen to every single song on this album, every time there's a trap beat, they're literally identical to each other every single time. It's the same trap beat every single song. It's very annoying. Also, there's a lot of moments where he tries to merge like the pop rap and like the metal aspects together, and it doesn't work very well because he kind of doesn't transition it well enough. It kind of just is a very sudden thing, and it doesn't work very well. So yeah, while I don't think it's a horrible album, I don't think it's an album that I would ever return to. Even though I have returned to it a few times, I do think it's better than this, and also I do think this is better than this. Hold on, do you think that's better than that? I do think That's better than that. There you go. That's all I really got to say about that album, because I don't want to anger the Sleep Token fans. All right, next up we got Suburban. I forgot what this album's called. Oh no. See, that's the issue. There's so many albums I need to forget what they're called. If Nevermore. If Nevermore by Suburban. Now, his debut album, I think when I first listened to it, I was a fan, but the more I listened to it over the years, I think the more it shrunk on me. Now I can't really listen to that album anymore. I don't really find it good, but this album really changed my mind on Suburban. Like, Suburban was that type of artist that at first, like, I really liked, and then he just kind of started getting downhill very fast for me, and his music just started aging very bad for me. But with this one, it feels like him. Like, it feels like Suburban, but in a lot more of a mature way, a lot more of like a unique way too. It's like, it's still got that like edginess, but it's not as cringy, you know. It doesn't have that cringe aspect to it, which is really cool, and I really like that. Again, I don't think it's anything extraordinary, you know. I don't think it compares to any of these 4 albums, but I do think it's an amazing album. It is an album that I could easily listen to, you know. That's all that really matters, is if you can really listen to an album. Like, if an album has that replayability factor to it, it's okay in my book, you know. And that's what that got. It's got that replayability, but also it shows like the massive potential that Suburban has, and I think he's starting to unlock that potential, which is getting me excited for whatever he has to offer next in his next project. So yeah, I really do like it, and honestly, definitely an album that I've returned to multiple times. By the way, for the people who are wondering, if you guys want to see like my actual ratings, because I'm not gonna do ratings. I'm pretty fair with you. When I first started the video, I was gonna do ratings, like giving them like 1 through 10. We're very many albums in now, and as you could tell, there hasn't been any rating, mainly because I forgot. So we're not gonna do ratings for this. But if you want to go check out my ratings for these albums, go check out my AU2Y, my album of the year, which will be in the link in the description below, where you will see all my ratings and my reviews, or at least the albums I did reviews on, because I can't lie, there are a few albums that I forgot to do reviews on, but I will do reviews at some point, if I remember. But yeah, back to the video. All right, next up is Father Figure by Jon Bellion. Now, this is an album that, in all honesty, I absolutely love. I think it's an amazing album. I think it was an amazing comeback from Jon Bellion. Not that I think Jon Bellion is a bad artist. Every album that I've listened to from him so far, I've absolutely adored. But as like an album to come back to after like, what, 5 years, if not more, I think. How long has it been? I think the last album oh no, it's been like 7, almost 8 years since he's released an album. So like, to have this be a comeback album, pretty damn good. That's very good. Like, I absolutely love that. I think the instrumentals on this album were amazing. I think the vocals were amazing. The lyricism was amazing. Like, it still had those elements of like his older albums, having that like Disney like elements to it, but in like a lot more of a mature way. And it's not as much, you know, like it's very subtle, the elements, but it's still prominent, and the maturity factor on this album compared to previous albums is insane. So yeah, altogether, easy A-tier album. All right, next up we got Play by Ed Sheeran. Now this is an album that I don't really know why he released it. There's not much that really goes on in this album. I don't really know what to talk about with this album, because there's seriously just nothing that goes on with this album. Like, no joke. Like, there's nothing that goes on in this album. It's just a ball of nothing. So yeah, I'm gonna give it an F. Actually, no, I'll give it a low D tier. Nah, I'm gonna give it an F. Yeah, no, I'm giving it an F. I mean, his vocals are okay on the album. I mean, I don't think his vocals are anything crazy, but like lyrically, the album's just ball of nothing. Instrumentally, it's very boring, and yeah, I have literally nothing else to say about that album, because I mean, it's Ed Sheeran. I don't really know what you would expect me to say about Ed Sheeran. There's not much to ever really say about Ed Sheeran's music. All right, next up we got Water Dogs by Penelope Scott. Now, Penelope Scott's a very interesting artist to me. She actually, when I react to her song Self Care, that was actually one of the first videos I had ever blown up on my channel. It actually got me banned off TikTok because Penelope Scott fans attacked me for it, and mass reported my accounts. It was like the first video I had ever gotten on TikTok to have 1 million views. It was like a reaction to the song, and it literally broke the barrier for me to hit 1,000 subscribers and get paid. So them hating on that video led for me to pass every threshold to get paid on YouTube. So then right after I got monetization, I quickly turned on monetization for that video, and I made so much money off that stupid video from people hate watching, and it was hilarious and I loved it. But yeah, back to this. Water Dogs honestly wasn't horrible. I would probably put it in a D because again, it's just not my style of music, but I actually appreciate it. You know, I appreciate Penelope Scott throughout her musical career, and I do like that how every album she's released so far and every project, she has gotten better. Like, no joke, she has gotten better. Like, she's went from like me not being able to stand her music to me actually thinking some of her songs on her projects are pretty decent. And some of the songs on this project are decent. Like, I don't think they're crazy or anything. It's just, like, again, extravagant, but they are listenable. They're tolerable. They're decent songs. Like, songs I'm like, oh, okay, I can actually understand people really enjoying this. So, yeah, honestly, I'm gonna put this above the Blurry Face Reborn because Blurry Face Reborn was not that great. But all right, on to the next one, which is Moisturizer by Wet Legs. Now, this is a artist that I have listened to a few times on stream, and a lot of people told me to react to this album. Didn't have time to make a video on it, but I did listen to it on my off time, and honestly, it is a very, very, very good album. I absolutely loved it. I think the lyrics are amazing on this album. I think the vibes are amazing on this album. It's just like such a fun album. Okay, you know what? I think, yeah, I'm gonna put it at an A. Honestly, I think it deserves an A because again, it's such a fun album. It's such a like a vocally great album. There's so many cool vibes to it. I completely forgot to make a review on it, but whatever. Again, I keep forgetting, but it's okay because I love the album. All right. I love it, and I don't care what anyone says. I just don't. Did I actually make it? Oh, I did. I did make a review on it. See, I did. I actually made a review on it. Wow. Can we get applause for me? Can y'all just give me a round of applause? Man, I am winging this so badly. Like, I'm gonna be for real here. I'm winging this. Like, I don't know why every year I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this a lot more like professional and do this way better. No, I literally just turned on the camera and just started yapping. And I've been yapping for like, what, 30 minutes. So hopefully I'm making sense when I speak, and I do apologize if I'm not making sense, and I don't know why I'm rushing, but I am, but whatever. All right, next up we got Benson Boone, American Heart. What the hell? What the hell? What is this? Why does this exist? You know, when I first listened to this album on stream, I've had already heard Moonbeam Ice Cream, so I already knew this wasn't going to be a good album. But I will say the first track on this album wasn't bad. It actually made me think that, oh, there could actually be possibly a few good songs on here. No. Every single song was trash. Like, after the first track, which by the way wasn't even anything insane, it was just pretty tame. You know, I don't think it was a bad track, but it wasn't anything crazy. It was like, I'm pretty sure there's like a few back-to-back zeros on here, and I'm pretty sure every single song on here was a dumpster fire. The instrumentals are horrible. They were very like just corporate coded, which I understand why. Like, it was supposed to be the theme being corporate coded and making fun of everyone who calls him like an industry plant and stuff. But come on, dude, you could still do better than that, man. We all know you could do better than that. I'm sure your last album wasn't this bad, but damn, you know what? Whatever. But yeah, honestly, I will say though, when I first reacted to this album, I gave it like a 1 out of 10. After listening to one of the albums that I will be talking about later on in this video, there's one album on here that made me like feel bad for giving this album 1 out of 10, and I actually upped it to a 2 out of 10 because of one of the albums that's going to be coming up later. So yeah, stay tuned for that. All right, next up we got Gigi Perez, At the Beach, and Every Life. Now, this is an album that honestly is absolutely beautiful. It's an absolutely gorgeous album. I absolutely love this album. I think the vocals on this album are beautiful. Like, she has such a phenomenal vocal range, and just it's one of those albums, like when it first came out, like I listened to it over and over again, and then I kind of stopped listening to it, and now recently, like I started re-listening to it again, and oh my god, it's like it's such like a heartbreaking album, and that's the thing for me. It's like such a heartbreaking album, but the vocals are so beautiful, the instrumentals are arranged so beautifully, and it's just such a gorgeous album, you know. I like highly recommend you guys go listen to it. Like, if you like Bon Iver, you'll like this. I promise you, you'll love this. I promise you, you'll love Gigi Perez's album. And I'm not saying that because she's responded to one of my TikToks before and commented on one of my TikToks before. Okay, that's totally not what's happening. No, for real, like this album is truly like, this is easily like top five for me. This is a top five album for me, and I don't care what anyone says. Next up, we got my goat, Dev Lemons. Now, Dev Lemons, ooh, this one might be an A2. Honestly, like, I don't know, man. Ooh, I'm gonna be real with you. I think I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna put this at an A. Dev Lemon, like, she cooked with this album. This album was amazing. I think the energy of this album was amazing. I think the production was amazing. The lyrics were freaking hilarious. Like, some of the lyrics were hilarious, and while other lyrics were like kind of pretty damn good. Like, for a debut album like this, like, in all seriousness though, like for a debut album like this, she killed it. Like, she really killed it, especially for an album that, if I'm not mistaken, is like completely written and produced by her. Like, that is nuts. Like, especially with like all the energy in the album, and like a lot of the songs like end up like transitioning into each other, and they do it like perfectly. So yeah, killer album, and I love it. Next up, we got Lord Virgin. I think that's what's called, Virgin by Lord. I don't know, but yeah, this is another one. I'm gonna put it a B. I think it's probably the best album out of the B's so far. I think instrumentally the album was amazing. I think vocally she, killed it with her vocals. Obviously, it's Lord. But I do think the lyricism on this album is really what piqued my interest. I think it's probably some of her most rawest lyrics on there, and I think it's like some of her most powerful lyrics, which I do love. It's an album that really, like, I do gotta listen to it again though. I gotta start listening to it again. But like, when I was listening to it, like actually paying attention to the lyrics, like, really like makes you think, But I love it. I thought it was great. And also, there's like so many vibes on this album too. I will say though, I kind of wish this album was bigger than it is. Like, I feel like people aren't talking about this album enough, and they're not streaming this album enough. They stream Virgin by Lord, bro. Go stream it. Okay, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't remember Alienation by 3 Days Grace, so I'm gonna go and see if I made a review on it. Okay, I did make a review on it, so we're gonna go off the review because I don't remember it. But I gave it a 6.6 out of 10. I'm not super crazy for this album, but I can't lie, it hits me with a lot of nostalgia. Vocally, it pretty solid. 10 out of 10 grammar. Vocally, it's pretty solid from both lead singers and works pretty well. Lyrically, instrumentally, it's about what you expect from a dad rock album. It's pretty enjoyable though, and I already know my dad's gonna go crazy for this album when I show it to him. I actually never ended up showing my father this. Completely forgot to. But yeah, I'll put it in a C. I mean, it's alright. It's an alright album, I guess. But it's nothing crazy, so put it in a C. Like, all right, next up is Free by Kid Cudi. Also another album I'm gonna put in C. I don't think it's a bad album. I just don't think it's anything crazy. I think compared to Insano, it's a lot better than that. I mean, Insano was a really bad album. It's like, if I remember correctly, Insano was, again, very similar. Actually, you know what? Insano was very similar to Some Sexy Songs for You, where it was very bloated of an album, and almost every single song sounded like it was ripped straight off of YouTube instrumentally. And I don't know why, but this one, I will say, is a lot more of a happier album. It's a lot more of a joyful album from Kid Cudi. Well, joyful. There are some songs that are a little deeper, but he seems a lot more in a healthier mindset with this album, and I do like that. I do appreciate it. While I don't think, and even though I don't think it's his best work, I can't really hate it because there's no really truly bad song. It's just a lot of boring songs. But yeah, I think a C is a pretty appropriate place for it. I don't think it's anything better than that. All right, next up is The Clearing by Wolf Alice. Now, this is also another amazing album. I think instrumentally it's an amazing album. Very similar to Wet Legs. Not similar musically, but like it's a banger of an album. Like it reminds me a lot of it because it's such a banger of an album. And it's also an album that I also listen to on my free time. But again, instrumentally it's amazing, lyrically amazing, vocally amazing. I wonder if I completely forgot to do a thing. But here I don't know if you guys can see, can't see it. Hold on, let me move my thing. But these are the ratings I gave the song, so you could tell that I really enjoyed the album. I gotta re-listen to it though, because I completely forgot to. But yeah, I really liked it. And honestly, you know what? Now that I think about it, I think I enjoyed it better than Wet Legs. So yeah, I'm actually gonna put Alice Wolf at A, and then Wolf Legs. Oh my god, Wet Legs at B. So yeah, that's my change. That's my first adjustment to this tier list, or I think one of my first. Might be my first one, might not be, and I just didn't notice. I don't know. But next up, we got my goats. My ride or dies. I was about to say blurry face. 21 Pilots, Breach. Holy cow. Oh, this is an album. That's a nutty album. That's a crazy way to end off a 10-year lore. You know, a 10-year story. That's a crazy way to end it off. Especially with that music video. I got to see it live. I had so much fun. Like, I can go on for hours about this album. I'm not gonna go on for hours about this album, but it's such a good album that it makes me speechless every single time I listen to it. And it's also my most streamed album of the year and everything. But shockingly, I know, you're probably like, but wait, why did you put it S? Oh, I might have put it an S, okay? But don't know if it's my most favorite album of the year, but we'll see. Who knows? Maybe it will be my album of the year. I don't know, but we'll see, because there's a lot more albums. My favorite albums I'm gonna put here, and then at the end, I'm gonna put my album of the year. I'm gonna move one of these and put it in my album of the year, and that's how we're gonna do it. But yeah, for now, this is staying in S, because this is peak. I love the boys, Tyler and Josh. I was like literally 10 feet away from them. It's nuts. It was nuts. But instrumentally, lyrically, vocally, some of their best work. Honestly, I think I do consider Vessel and Trench their best albums. This is very close to being as good as those. Like, I mean, like literally by like this much, it's not. It's so close. I love it. If there was just a few changes, it would easily be like right up there with them. But on to the next one, which is Conan Gray, Sailor Boy. No, that's not the album. That's not the album. What is the album called? Hold on. Wishbone. Completely off. That I was so off. It's not even funny. Another album that I listened to on my free time, and honestly, I absolutely loved it. I thought it was an amazing album. I think instrumentally was amazing. I think lyrically amazing, vocally amazing. It's such a great album. I should have done a video on it. I don't know why I didn't decide to do a video on it. I decided just to listen to it on my free time, because I regret it. But I do love it. I think he really is a really good storyteller. It makes me very interested to go back to some of his previous work and some of his earlier work. But yeah, shout out to Conan Gray, because he did a pretty damn good job. Actually, you know, I'm gonna put this lower. I'm gonna put this like right there, and then I'm gonna put that. Okay, I think this is better than yeah. All right, next up we got Alex G Headlights. That's what it's called. Headlights. Yeah, I don't know what the heck a Excalibur has to do with headlights, but that's what it's called. But please tell me I didn't do a review. I don't remember this one, but I gave it an 81. So that means it's like here, I think. Actually, you know, I'm gonna move. Oh no, because Beach. I gave a lot of songs 80. Okay, so with Headlights, it's one of those albums that I did ask if everyone wanted me to do a video on it, and a lot of people said no. So I was like, okay, I'll just listen to it on my own. I don't know why people told me no. It's a good album. It's a very like indie like album. Like it's like an indie acoustic indie pop album. And I really like it. I like some of the, I think my favorite song on it is like, I forgot what it's called. I think my favorite song on it is Bounce Boy, which is funny because I think it's like the least rated or like the lowest rated song on the album, but I really like it. I think it's like a really fun, bouncy album or a bouncy track. But instrumentally, it's very good, this album. Lyrically, it's pretty solid. Vocally, it's very good. Like, I really enjoyed this album. I don't really know why people, again, told me not to listen to it, but they told me not to. Next up, we got Portals by Balu Brigida or something like that. I'm gonna give it a C, like a high C. I think instrumentally is very good, lyrically very good, vocally very good, and it shows a lot of promise for this band. The only reason I reacted or listened to it was because I think they did something with 21 Pilots last year. I think they were like the openers or something like that for them last year for the Clancy tour. But yeah, it's a good album. Nothing like too memorable, which is why it's at C, but I could see myself going back to it. Not at all. I don't know. I'm sorry. I lied to you. I don't know why I said that. I don't know why I said I would see myself going back to it. I never went back to it. I listened to it once during work and I never listened to it again. So I just outright lied to you. So I do apologize for that. But yeah, honestly, yo, I don't know why. Like, I am like so out of it right now. I don't know what the hell. I'm like panicking. I don't know how to review these anymore. Like, I don't do reviews anymore. Like, not without writing it down. And I didn't like review half of these. Like, I didn't put reviews for half of these, so I can't just read off of it. Actually, you know what? I think I did review this. No, I didn't. Okay. But next one is The Favors the Dream. This one also is pretty solid. It's definitely one that I gotta re-listen to. I think a lot of the melodies are very nice. It's very pretty melodies. I think they do both sing very well with each other, but it's also not an album that I would really go out of my way to listen to again. And I don't think I did actually listen to it again after I first listened to it. Actually, did I do a review on this one? No. Why would I? Why would I do a review? God forbid I do a review on these damn albums, right? It's not like it's my job to do reviews, but yeah, it's a good album though. I really did enjoy it. I think again, Ash and Phineas had amazing parts. I think their voices mix very well together. And you know what? I'm gonna put this like right here. I think that's a good appropriate place to put it. I just don't like the fact that the B's being covered up so much, you know, like it's taking over, and I feel like these aren't really going anywhere, which is probably a good thing. Who knows? Up next is Jane Remover. Go Jane Remover, Revenge Seeker. This this album, this damn album is nuts. This is just like you just snorted like 4 lines of cocaine. It's crazy. I've never done drugs before, by the way. Not in a million years would I ever do drugs. But when I listen to this album, I feel like I just snorted a row, just like a thick line like this thick, this long, just straight cocaine, just straight hammered. That's it. And drank 10 buzz balls. Like, that's what I feel like when I listen to this album. It's crazy. Like, I get so hyped when I listen to it. I love it so much. Instrumentally, banger. Vocally, banging. Instrumentally, really. What? Come on. The production, nutty. It's nuts, the production. Some of the hardest production I've heard this year. Actually, some of the hardest production I've heard of all time, honestly. But yeah, even like vocally, lyrically, and all that, like that's amazing too. Like, I think for me, my favorite part is the instrumentals, but like everything mixes so well into production. And in fact, I'm pretty sure it's mainly just her who produces everything. It's crazy. But yeah, absolutely love this album. Like this is an album I return to all the time. Honestly, every single album here I think I've returned to a lot, especially these three I've returned to so much recently. Well, this one I never stopped listening to, but these two especially I've listened to a lot, like ever since I reacted to them. Like especially this, ever since I react to it, I come back, I'm like on and off with it. But this one's such a beautiful album. I gotta re-listen to this one though. I feel like these two are probably gonna be ones I'm probably gonna repeat a lot too. All right, next one is You'll Be Alright Kid by Alex Warren. Now, I'm going to be for real with you. I tried so hard to like this album. Like, I really wanted to like it because Alex Warren seems like a very nice guy, but I can't. I just don't like it, man. It's just not good. Like, every single damn song is so bland. Vocally, it sounds like he's trying very hard to sound like Hozier and David Kushner, but failing miserably at accomplishing either impressions. Instrumentally, like 90% of the time, tries very hard to want to be interesting, but again, fails every single time, and it just ends up being very repetitive, and it makes every single song end up sounding identical to each other. Like, if you were to play any song off this album, you wouldn't be able to tell which song's which, because like every single song sounds identical to each other. So yeah, I will say Alex Warren, nice guy, seems very like really seems like a very down to earth, very nice guy, but the album sucks. Outside of Eternity, I do like Eternity, but that's not saying much. I'm sorry, I know. I really wanted to like it. All right, next up we got Lost Americana by MGK. I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm giving him a D. Normally every time I react to an album, and by the end of the year it's always like bottom of the barrel, but honestly he did pretty alright on this album. I think instrumentally, while I don't think, okay, let me just put this way, okay? There's potential, okay? There's potential. He showed potential in this album. Is it a good album? Hell no. Oh, hell no, it is not a good album. It is a trash album. But I'll give him props. There were some songs that I actually really enjoyed. Like, there are some songs that gave me such potential. But the songs where he really tried to still do that pop punk rock BS, it's just really bad. Like, really bad. And I can't get over that, which is why I'm putting it at a D. But when he does like the actual normal rap parts, for instance, like Indigo, right? And you got Indigo and then Orpheus. Like, when he has those songs, they're really good. Like, they're actually pretty damn solid songs. But when he does the pop rock songs, they're not that great. That's not his forte. I'm sorry. That's just how it is. I don't make the rules, okay? All right, I don't make the rules. All right, MGK, you suck at making pop rock songs. Stop making them. Go back to rapping. All right, I do like you a little bit better when you rap. All right, just saying. All right, just a little advice from a no-name YouTuber who, when comparing bank accounts, you probably have billions on me, but that's it. But yo, what is wrong with me today? I don't know what's wrong with me today. I'm so sorry. But we're almost done. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. We only got 20 more. Okay, we've already smacked down half of these albums. More than half. Far more than half. We're so close. We're at like the halfway point. I'm never gonna make it. I'm serious. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna speed run some, okay? Because there's some in here that I don't think anyone would give it literally any crap about. Okay, next up we got Forever Phase by Paul Meany. This album, for people who don't know, Paul Meany is the producer for 21 Pilots. He actually produced this album and he did a really good job at it. But yeah, I think it's an okay album. I mean, nothing crazy. I think instrumentally it's pretty solid. Lyrically, it's okay. There's a lot of interludes on this album, which just don't really think it needs, but what are you gonna do? And yeah, it shows potential though, and it gets me interested in seeing what he has to offer next. But I do think it's like around there. Actually, no, it's definitely better than that. Honestly, I don't even know why this is here. This probably should be here. I'll put that there. Forgot the name of the damn album. I keep forgetting the name. Swallow the Knife. Yes, Swallow the Knife. Didn't do a review on that, but also an album that I really liked. I think instrumentally is very good, lyrically it's very good, vocally is very good. I don't think it's as good as some of the other projects that I've listened to from her. I did listen to one project from her, which was I Am a Dog, and I really loved that album a lot. I loved that album when it came out, so I was kind of like comparing it a lot to that album, and I don't think it hits as much as that album, so that's why I'm going to be putting it a C. But I think it's definitely like teeter totters. Like, it could easily be a B. Like, it could be very close to a B, but not quite close, you know what I mean? But on to the next one, which is Message to Bears, Tired Eyes, Waking Hearts. I really like Message to Bears. He's an artist that I've been listening to since I was a little kid, ever since I played Life is Strange, which that's a whole nother story that I can go yapping on for hours. But I've been a big fan of him ever since. And yeah, it's a really good album. I don't think it's as good as his previous work also, but it's definitely an album that I do see myself like returning to a lot and listening to a lot. And it's good, like the instrumentals are good, the vocals are good, lyricism is good. It's very folk electronica. It's very similar to Bon Iver. If you like Bon Iver, listen to Message to Bears. You'll love him. All right, but next up we got Bones by Rainbow Kitten Surprise. Now, this one was a shocking one. Like, when I went into this one, I thought I wasn't gonna really like it, but I really like it. I thought it was a great album. Like, instrumentally, I thought it was fun. Lyrically, I thought it was fun. Vocally, it was fun. Like, everything about this was like pretty damn fun. Like, it was a very enjoyable album, and it's an album that like I feel like I can listen to in the background and like have it on repeat a lot. Like, literally almost every single time I've went to the store, I've had this on repeat. Like, every single time I've put this on, and I loved every moment of it. Like, I literally like hum every single song, and sometimes I'll be like singing. I'll like find myself singing the song out loud, which is embarrassing. I know, because I'm like in a store in public, but like mumbling the words, and then I end up like actually singing the words. So yeah, it's very infectious, this album, but I really love it, and it's an album that I really enjoy. And also, Rainbow Kitten Surprise is one of those artists that I do have to like start really getting into and like listening to her past work, because some people have told me to like actually listen to them. But on to the next one, which is Maroon 5 something. It's called something. I don't know. Love is Like. That's what it's called. It's called Love is Like. So next up, we got Love is Like by Maroon 5. This is very okay. The best way I can explain this one. Okay. This is how I'm gonna explain this album. Okay. There you go. That's the best way I can explain this album. Next up, I'm sorry. Okay. No, for real though, this album just made no sense. I honestly, I didn't know it released until I saw it like pop up on my like Apple Music, like, oh, check this album out. New release by Maroon 5. Never listened to a fucking Maroon 5 song on my Apple Music before, but sure. Okay. Show me this. I think you're paying them to put this crap on my screen, but dude, this album sucked. I think this might be the most pointless album I've listened to this year, because even like the bad albums had something to talk about. This just had nothing. Like, there was seriously nothing to talk about this album. It's not even bad as in like a talking, like, yeah, like it's bad for this reason, that reason type of bad. It's just bad, and like there's no reason for it to even exist. So yeah, that's why it's not an F. And honestly, that's why it's not an F. It's just like it's a pointless album. Like, every single song sounds pointless. There's nothing instrumentally. There's nothing there. Vocally, nothing there. It's like a hollow corporate piece of crap that is just appeared on my phone and said, "Hey, this is new. You should listen to it." And I stupidly said, "You know what? Sure, why not? I got nothing better to do at work." All right, next up, we got HR's EP, What No One's Thinking. Okay, hear me out. This is actually not that bad of an EP. And I know that is going to trigger a lot of people, because I am an avid HR hater. Everyone knows this. But I am shocked to say that this was not a bad EP. Like, instrumentally, it wasn't bad. Lyrically, it wasn't bad. Vocally, it wasn't bad. Would I ever go out of my way to listen to it? Hell no. Oh, hell no. But it shows a lot of improvement. You know, going from 0 to a 6 out of 10, that's not bad. That's a pretty big upgrade. So that you got my respect, AJR. But yeah, no, but for real though, I feel like they are starting to mature a little bit, and I think they're starting to actually find their sound in like a more of a mature way, without going so overboard on that like really Disney style, and that over dramatic Disney style, and that theater kid style. It's still very theater kid, don't get me wrong. It's not ass theater kid, you know what I mean? I don't know what I mean, but I hope you know what I mean, and you can explain to me what I mean. All right, next up, we got Baby No Money, Baby No Money, right? That's it, no money. All right, but next up, we got Baby No Money, self-titled album. Yeah, I don't really know what I expected with this one. Like, I went in thinking it was probably gonna be bad, and I came out with those suspicions being completely proven correct. Yeah, it's just bad. I mean, but it's Baby No Money also, so I wasn't, like, again, you don't really expect anything good to come out of Baby No Money's mouth, but I didn't think it was gonna be this bad. Like, I thought something decent was gonna come out. Nah, just nothing. It's like, what, like 20 songs, I think, right? If I'm not mistaken, it's like a bunch of songs too. It's 21 songs, and like not a single decent. Like, I don't even know why I listened to it. Like, there was really no point in me listening to that song. I keep saying song, but album. Like, there's no point of the album, and there's no point in me listening to the album, but I did, because why not? I had nothing better to do at work. On to the next one, which is The Life of a Showgirl. Now, The Life of a Showgirl is an interesting one, okay? Because before we get into this, okay, I don't hate Taylor Swift. Almost every single album I've listened to from Taylor Swift, I've liked a lot. Like, I've given a 10 to Taylor Swift before, okay? So don't start this crap with me, all right? It's just the Tortuous Poets department that I wasn't too big of a fan of. But this album just bad. This one was just boring, man. Like, really boring. Like, it was such a lifeless album, and it's weird because like the start of it was like kind of interesting. Well, like, I don't think it was like a crazy intro. It's set in stone. Like, it like set a good theme for the album. Like, it matched the cover art perfectly. Like, it set the theme, you know. It was like very showtimey, very glittery, very pizzazzy. And then the rest of the album didn't have any of that. It's like the first track on the album baits you into thinking the rest of the album is gonna sound like that, and then the rest of the album does not sound like that at all. Like, the rest of the album was so boring. It's not even funny. It was just like really bad lyricism. And then when it was kind of decent lyricism, it was followed up with one of the most cringiest lines on God's green earth. And then the instrumentals just really did absolutely nothing, like, at all. And then her voice was kind of just, it's just Taylor Swift's voice. I mean, she doesn't have a bad voice. So, I mean, I don't really know what else you would expect. But yeah, in all honesty, it's an easy D. I mean, out of all these albums, it's better than all these albums, but that's not saying much. But yeah, so I'm gonna put this down here. I'm leave it there. But yeah, I think so far out of all the Taylor Swift albums I've listened to, this is easily the worst one. Which sucks because I really, again, also really wanted to like it, but sadly it just wasn't happening. All right, but next up we got K1 by Chemio. Now this one was a weird one because I don't even remember who told me to react to this, but I reacted to it on live stream and I did post a video. And honestly, it was an amazing album. Like, I really enjoyed this album. Like, I think instrumentally was amazing. I think lyrically was amazing. Vocally amazing. Like, everything about this album was amazing. Like, it felt like very reminiscent of like Jane Remover, which is some like other like very like hyperpop-esque artists. But I feel like the best way I can describe this album is if you're not a person who's very into hyperpop, or you like want to get into hyperpop, this is the perfect album because it's not like too insane, you know. Like, it's hyperpop, but it's not like Jane Remover hyperpop. Like, it's not like Revenge Seeker type of hyperpop where it's like crazy, you know. Like, it's paced very well for like new time listeners to hyperpop, or people who want to get into hyperpop but can't, like, you know, like who think hyperpop's a little like too much for them right now, you know, and they need to like ease their way into it. Like, I feel like this is the perfect album to ease your way into listening to more hyperpop. So yeah, that's the best way I can describe this album. Next up we got Hayley Williams' latest album, Ego Death at a Bachelorette Party, I think that's what it's called. Now this one I actually recorded yesterday, and the footage crashed and corrupted, and a almost 2-hour video gone, completely gone. I was so happy. But yeah, this album's amazing, man. This was such an amazing album. Honestly, it's an S tier easily. Holy crap, the vocals, the instrumentals, the freaking lyricism on this album was insane. It was like, she really shows in this album that she means business, you know, that she is her. That is it. Hayley Williams is queen. That is it. That's all she showed throughout this entire album. I absolutely loved it. And for an album that's like 20 tracks long, that's how you do it. Okay, Drake. All right, that's how you do it. If you want to make a 20-track long album, do it like Hayley Williams. Okay? She somehow managed to balance the quantity and the quality. She balanced the quality and the quantity very well somehow, even though there's 20 tracks on this album. But she did it, okay? So Drake, take notes. Okay, next up we got Deadbeat by Tame Impala. Now, Tame Impala is an artist that a lot of people have been telling me to react to very, very long time, and I never really got the chance to react to him. But with this album release, I was gonna react to him, and a lot of people told me just not to listen to it because I probably wouldn't be into it. And I didn't really listen to people. I listened to people to where, like, I didn't make a video on it, but I didn't listen to people say, oh, you're not gonna like it, because I heard the song Jacula and I thought it was a great song, so I'm like, this is gonna be a good album. Like, there's no way it's not gonna be a good album. I was wrong. It wasn't a bad album, but it just wasn't that great of an album. And honestly, it's just like a little bit better than probably like Here, I would say. I think instrumentally the album was okay. I think lyrically it was okay. Vocally it was okay. I just think there was a lot of moments in the album that just weren't too interesting, if that makes sense. I don't know. Like, it's just not something that really hit with me. It didn't really resonate with me outside of maybe like a very few set amount of tracks. I think there was like a lot of fluff in the album, which is weird because it's not a long album if I remember correctly. I don't think it's like 12 songs, but like it just feels like the track list kind of just stays the same throughout the entire thing outside of Dracula. Like, it's weird. It's like outside of Dracula, the rest of the album just stays the same, and it's just like nothing changes in the album, and it's just very boring. So yeah, I'm sorry. I feel bad for not liking it, but it's also, you know, it's my opinion. It's just how it is. All right, next up we got NF Fear. Now this is an album that kind of shocked me because I'm not a fan of NF. I don't really like his music. I think it's very overdramatic. But honestly, I don't think this was a horrible album. I think that NF was probably the best part of this album, oddly enough. I think the features are really the only thing that really held him down. But the songs that were solo and just him were pretty good. Like, I don't think they were amazing, but I think they were pretty good. And honestly, I you know, I respect it. I give him a lot of respect. I'm gonna put it like right here. Yeah, I'm gonna put it like right there. I think instrumentally it wasn't as crazy as a lot of his other projects, which is a plus. I think vocally and lyrically, I think his vocals and lyricism have actually progressed a lot and gotten a lot better, which is a very good sign. Yeah, I honestly, I don't mind it. I don't think it's an album that, it's not an EP I would ever return to, but it's there, it exists, and yeah, it's an all right EP. It's nothing crazy, but it does get me interested to see like what he has to offer, because maybe his next album will be good. Who knows? All right, next up we got Private Music by Deftones, the first Deftones album of the channel, even though technically White Pony was supposed to be the first one, but they copyrighted the hell out of it and almost gave me a damn copyright strike over it. So I was never actually able to fully upload the video, but yeah, this album's amazing. This is an awesome, amazing album. I love it. I don't know where to put it. I don't know where to put it. I'm gonna put it here. Yeah, I'm gonna put it here, because I think it deserves to be there. Yeah, it's easy S tier album. The instrumentals were amazing. The lyricism was amazing. Like, just the air, like the hauntingness in his voice was crazy. What is his name? I forgot his name. It's like, was it something with a C? I forgot the name. Like Chino or something like that, I think his name is. I think his voice is amazing. Like, truly, like one of my favorite voices in like rock. No joke. Like, it's so like breathy and haunting and stuff. It just works so perfect with these, like, this very like shoegazy metal, like new metal, and I don't know, he just does it so well. Next up we got my man, my goat, Podunky, with Horizon Scraper, or Vanisher Horizon Scraper. Dude, this is easily like one of my favorite albums of all time, and that's not even a joke. Like, this is such a crazy album, dude. Instrumentally, it's flawless, vocally flawless, lyrically flawless. Like, I think my only complaint is that like there's like one song on here that's just a tad bit too long, but outside of that, so like a near perfect album. Like, these two albums right here, like these three albums are like near perfect. And honestly, almost every single song album here, like in this row, are like near perfect albums, and that's not even a joke. Like, these are such phenomenal albums, and I'm so happy I got to listen to all of them this year. Next up we got Ultrasound. I think that's what's called, like Ultrasound by The Neighborhood. Yeah, this one was a very, very boring one. Like, I went into this thinking like, oh, okay, these are the guys who made that Sweater Weather song or whatever it's called. I can't be that bad, you know. The Sweater Weather song was pretty solid. I mean, it might be cool to listen to them. And I mean, the first song was, I mean, okay, and then the next four tracks were like pretty damn good. Like, it went up from there, and then I thought, okay, it's picking up. This is gonna be good. And then after like the fourth or fifth song, it just went for like the next 5 or 6 songs. It was just nothing but like miss after miss after miss, like just boring after boring after boring after boring. But then there was like another song in the middle that like piqued my ear, like piqued my interest just a tad bit, and I'm like, okay, hold on, they might be pulling back with this album, and then they didn't. And then the rest of the album was just really boring and very lackluster, and that's pretty much the best way I can describe that album. It's just nothing interesting. Like, seriously, there's nothing interesting about this album, and all it is just a lot of like indie rock, like indie pop rock, and that's about it. I mean, the lyricism's nothing. It's really, actually, seriously, it's like the lyricism is like abysmal on this album. The instrumentals are okay, and vocals are pretty okay too. But yeah, the lyricism, abysmal, nothing on here. But yeah, next up we got Jane Remover Heart. Now this actually just released recently, and honestly, it is an absolute amazing EP. I absolutely loved it. I think instrumentally the EP was amazing, lyrically amazing, vocally amazing. Everything about this was amazing. I'm not gonna put it in S because I don't think it's as good as these, but I think out of all these, it's so much better. Like this felt like a very good mixture of Revenge Seeker and her previous albums too, which is really cool because it's like a mixture of them, but not like in a crazy way. Like I feel like a tame version of Revenge Seeker mixed with like Frailty and Census Designated, which is really cool. But yeah, everything about this EP was amazing and I absolutely loved it. All right. Remember how earlier when talked about American Heart or whatever it's called, Heart American, but whatever the Benson Boone album was, that there was an album that I listened to afterwards that made me realize that maybe it wasn't as bad as an album as I thought it was. But here it is. Next up we got Jesse Murph. What is it called? Sex Hysteria. This album is wow. That's all I can say is wow. This, I didn't think it could get that bad. Like truly, I didn't think it could get that bad, but it did. It did. The best way I could describe it is imagine the worst parts of Morgan Wallen. So like just Morgan Wallen in general, and then the worst parts of like Sabrina Carpenter, and then the worst parts of like Miley Cyrus, put them in one, and that's Jesse Murph. And that's this album. It's freaking atrocious and I can't stand it, and this made me reconsider my life. Like I actually had to look into a mirror after listening to this and be like, what the hell am I doing with my life? Because I truly have no idea what I listened to with this album, and I never want to listen to it again. That's it. And I never want to listen to Jesse Murph again. I actually blocked her on every single possible like music streaming service that I could block her on, because I don't want her ever popping up on my feed again. And I never want to hear her name again after 2025. That's actually one of my New Year's resolution is I never want to hear Jesse Murph's music or name anywhere. I just can't stand her. Not as a person, but like her music. I'm sure she's a very lovely woman, but musically, I really don't like her music. So yeah, on to the next one, which is ironically called I Am Music by Playboi Carti. Now this one also, again, it's just a mid album. I mean, instrumentally it's mid, lyrically mid, vocally mid. It felt like a very rushed album. Like, you know, Playboi Carti, he had us waiting like 5 years for a new album just to release an album that sounded like it was made within a week. Most of the album, like the tracks just sound like they were one and done tracks. Like he went into booth, he got the instrumentals, he ripped them off. Playboi Carti, whole lot of red type beats, took that, slapped it into FL Studios. That's it. Just one and done. Just first things that came out of his mouth, and then just left it as is. Put some auto tune on it, put some EQs on it, put some just tons and tons of producer tags. Any producer tags? It's not even funny. Like I'm like not even fucking serious with you. I'm like dead ass. Like dead ass. There's I don't remember which song it was, but there was one song where the dude was like producer tagging every 10 seconds on the song. I don't know, maybe it wasn't even this album, but I remember there was a song, and I think it was this album, that like the dude was just spamming his producer tag and it was pissing me off the entire time. But yeah, this album was not good. It's not a good album. It's not a bad album, but it's not a good album. It's just a really weak album. And honestly, yeah, no, it's a weak album. I wouldn't ever listen to this. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna readjust this a little bit. I'm gonna put this here, and yeah, that's about it. I'm actually gonna put that there, and I'm gonna put that there, and I'll put that there. There you go. Okay, I'm adjusting. I just did it a little bit. On to the next one, which is You Sex You Up by FKA Twigs. Now, this is an album that came out this year. It was the first album that came out this year, I think. I think it was the first album. And I was told to react to it. No, I wasn't. No, I did a poll asking everyone if I should react to it, and everyone said no. So I held it off the entire year. And then this past week, I was like, you know what, dude, I gotta listen to more music. I gotta listen to music. Dude, I gotta listen to the rest of these albums, and I gotta like hurry up and listen to some of them. And I thought, okay, no one wants me to react to You Sexual, so I'm just gonna listen to it on my own. I start the first song, the title track, I Ascended to the Heavens. Like seriously, I ascended to the heavens, and I was like, you know what? You are bastards. That's what you are. I'm reacting to this. And I did. I stopped it right there after that song. I went home after work. I turned on that recording. I turned on Streamlabs. I pressed record and I recorded that video, and I love this album. This album's absolutely amazing. Like truly, truly amazing. Like instrumentally amazing, lyrically amazing, vocally amazing. Oh my god, everything about it was so amazing. And I truly I can't think of anything like truly negative to say about this album. Like honestly, like it's so good. Oh my god, dude, it's such a good album. Like I want to put it at S, but I can't because there's so many songs at S2 already. But I'm gonna leave it at A. And honestly, I'm gonna put like the top 5 at A, I think. No, I'll put like the top 6 at A. But yeah, on to the next one. But you know what? I'm gonna put that there. There you go. There you go. That's how I want it. Top 7. That's what I'm gonna put. I'm gonna put top 7. At S. All right, next up, we got the final album to rank before we announce the album of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Lady Gaga Mayhem. Now, this is going to piss people off, but I'm going to put it at a B, all right? And hear me out. I do think there's a lot of amazing tracks on here, but I do think it's a freaking mess of an album. And I think that there are some tracks on this album that are very lackluster. And maybe, who knows, maybe it's called Mayhem because it's a mess of an album and it's supposed to be a mess of an album. But I don't know, because honestly, I think outside of the first half of the album, I think the second half of the album is very lackluster. If I remember correctly, I got to check real quick because I know I did a review on this. So let me rebrief myself on this real quick. Oh no, I did really like this album. I think that the problem is with this album is that the first half of this album is really good, but then I think the second half, after like maybe like the 7th or 8th track, I think it does dip in quality a little bit. Like I don't think it like, I think the second half isn't as strong as the first half, and that's what kind of sucks with this album. And that's kind of why I'm putting it here. It's still an amazing album, and I think out of all these albums, it's better than all of them. I don't know, it could kind of go either way with the Weeknd's album, but I don't know. You know, that's just how I feel about the album and how I would, you know, rate the album. But who knows, maybe later on. Actually, no, this is my final like video for the year. This is how it is. It's just gonna be here. I'm not sorry that I'm putting it here, and that's it. There you go. Okay, there you go. You know what? I'm very tempted just to move everything down by 1. Like move this down 1, this down 1, this down 1, this down 1. I'm gonna move 1 more down. Let's see which one. Which one should I move down 1? I'm gonna move this one down 1 because I didn't really like it. Actually, nah. I'm leaving it like this, and I'm leaving this up here. Yeah. No. This is how it is. This is how it's gonna be. But yeah, outside of that, like it is a really good album. I really do enjoy it. I do love the album. It's definitely an album I probably have to re-listen to again, and maybe it'll grow on me a little more. But as of right now, I think in the B. I think that's how it's gonna go, and I think B is a good place for it in my opinion, because I think the first half of the album starts out really good and it shows promise that could lead it to an S tier, but the second half is just what really kind of kills it for me. I don't think any of the songs are bad. I think it holds it down a lot to not even hitting an A, to be honest. But yeah, there you go. But yeah, we did it. We ranked every single album this year. Now it's for the important part. Okay, it's for the important part, which is my album of the year. Okay, we got the worst album of the year, which is going to Reflections. Now for my album of the year. Can we get a drum roll, please? No? Okay. But yeah, my album of the year is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, can't wait to piss everyone off, but Breach by 21 Pods. In all honesty, by review, like if we're going rating, technically it's supposed to be Vanisher Horizon Scraper. But just off the fact that I can't stop listening to Breach, like, I mean, I'm like, it is on repeat daily, and it's been on repeat daily far longer than Vanisher has. Because Vanisher I've had on repeat for like a month straight, but literally ever since Breach came out, it has been on repeat. And honestly, it got me fully back into 21 Pilots. Like, I'm literally listening to all their old albums too. So I'm like listening to Breach and then listening to an old 21 Pilots album, then listening to Breach, then listening to another old 21 Pilots album, then I'm listening to Breach again. And it's like, it's literally got me so hooked to listening to 21 Pilots again that I have no choice but to give it an album of the year. Like, this is the redeemer, because last year I didn't give Clancy an album of the year. So this year they were like, oh, you didn't give us album of the year last year. All right, bet, take this. And then they gave me Breach, which I love. And I didn't know I needed in my life, but I need it in my life, and I am so happy I have it in my life. And it is at the top now, and it's right, it's right here, it's right there. It is the album of the year for me, and I know it's gonna piss so many people off. Like, so many people are gonna be pissed off. Like, so many people. Like, look, it's right there. You can't see it because this crap is hiding it, but it's right there. And it's a first press edition, so there's some numbers on the bottom that makes it feel special. And it makes me feel special that I have it. But yeah, we did it. We did it. I'm so excited. We did it. That is the wrong damn button. There's two of me. Where's two? Why is there two? Oh, there we go. But yeah, we did it. Here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, actually, you know what? Let me put this one. Then you can actually see my arm. But we did it, guys. This is my tier list for this year. I know it's gonna piss a lot of people off, and I know a lot of people are gonna get mad at it, but this is just how it is. This is my tier list. This is my opinion on all these albums. If you don't like it, that's absolutely fine. If you would rearrange some of these albums, or if who knows, maybe you'll have this at your album of the year, who knows, or maybe you'll have this at your album of the year. But hey, you do you, okay? This is just my opinion. This is my tier list. All right, that's kind of the best part about music, is that it's subjective and that you can like whatever the hell you want. And I like what I like, and you can like what you like, and this is what I like, and I can't wait to see what you guys like. So let me know what you guys like. I like what your top 5 albums of the year are, you know, and obviously number 1 being your album of the year, and then like what your worst album of the year is, because I am interested in seeing that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video and staying with me for like this entire hour and a half that I've been recording. So I don't know how far I can edit down, so maybe like it's still gonna be like over an hour long. So thank you guys so much for watching this, and thank you guys so much for like spending this time with me and watching me talk about, you know, these albums and dealing with some of the reviews probably not sounding great, probably very messy reviews. And thank you guys, just, you know, again, for sticking by me, you know, with this year, and just pushing me to do more content, because honestly, like, I've had my ups and downs this year when it came to making videos. And even recently, like, I've had moments where I'm like, is it even, you know, worth making content? And then I open my phone and then I see the comments of people excited when I make videos and saying, oh man, you gotta listen to this, come on, please listen to this and that. And, you know, I read them and they're like kind of encouraging, if that makes sense. Like, it makes me feel like, damn, people actually want to see me listen to these albums. And then it kind of, you know, pushes me to actually want to make these videos, and it gets me excited again. And I'm happy that you guys do that for me. And you know, I really do appreciate that. And I promise you, next year I really am going to try to do better with like my uploading schedule and trying to get more content out, and different kinds of content. I know I keep saying it, I want to do different kinds of content, and then I record the videos. That's the thing. I get to the point where I plan the videos and I record them, and then I don't edit them and post them because I get nervous that people aren't gonna like them. And it's like a big fear of mine. Like, I'm playing it safe, and I know I shouldn't be playing it safe because YouTube don't like playing it safe, but I don't know. I'm gonna try, I promise you. But again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know what else you want me to react to. Let me know what albums I missed this year that next year you want me to react to. Let me know what you guys are excited to, you know, for me to react to next year, that are for albums that are coming out next year. Subscribe to your channel, turn on notification bells so you're notified every time I upload. Make sure you guys go check out my A2I, my album of the year, where I leave rankings and reviews and albums and pieces of songs I react to. Make sure you guys go check out my social media links in the description, and make sure you guys have fun. You know, just keep listening to music. That's all I gotta say. Just keep listening to music. Enjoy music. Enjoy all the artists that you love. Hell, if you like AJR, enjoy him. If you like Justin Murphy, enjoy him. You know, don't listen to me. These are subjective opinions. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys so much for watching this final video of 2025. And I hope you guys have an amazing day, night, evening, wherever you are. I'll see y'all next year.